Let's get to my favorite segment of the week, baby. Yes, sir. This week's wins. What? This week's wins. This week's wins. Yeah, this week's wins. We got a fucking fat one for you this week, y'all. Fat as hell. Fat as all hell. Fat as all hell. If not the biggest this week's wins, top 3 for sure. Top 3 this week's wins for sure. Absolute sure. I should have put a star but obviously it's going to change over time, so it doesn't make sense to add a star to the top. You know what I mean. But all right, let's count it up, shall we? Let's count it up. Let's start off smooth. We start off the main card minute with the Angela Hill decision. And when I do it, I got to do it on both apps, right? Got to do it on both apps. Count it up. That's 100 each app. Angela Hill. So that's 200 just off Angela Hill, baby. Shout out to Angela Hill. Shout out to Angela Hill. Shout out to Angie. Shout out to Overkill. Shout out to the pioneer of the sport. Easy win. A little sweaty, but it was still an easy win. Thanks for the 200, Angie. Then we moved on. We took the over in the Rodolfo Vieira and Andre Petroski fight. I was sweating it a little, so I only threw a little bit on it. Bringing back a little 60 piece here. A little $60. So what? We're up to 260 now? 250, 260? That's not bad. That's not bad. Solid, right? Then we got a Petroski. I told you guys Petroski decision, right? Cash out. I wish I put a little bit more on that, but that's another 100 right there. So we're up to 350 now. That's 350. Andre Petroski to win by decision. We're up to 350 on the night. We're feeling good. This is the point of the night where I'm like, yo, guys, we started off slow, but we're doing good. We lost on Cavalcanti. I had Cavalcanti TKO. We lost on Walker because I had May's decision. I lost on Morales decision. Then I lost on Chaos Williams money line and Chaos Williams TKO and killed a couple parlays. But I had Estevam in a parlay, had Hill in a parlay, and we won on a single. Had Delgado in a parlay. And then we just went on Petroski. So now we're up to our boy, our fighter spotlight of the week, right? Nazim Siddiqov. Had to put a little money on my boy. Had to do it. So nice little 25 bucks, bringing back damn near 150. So what? We were at 350? Were we? Because we had the Hill 200 plus the over 250 plus Petroski decision. That's 350 plus this, right? So now we're at 500, essentially. We're at 500. We're up 500 on the night. We're doing great. We're doing absolutely great. Near 500 because we lost early on the night. We're up near 500. So now we're getting into the meat of the card. The point I'm making, the whole, everything was based on these two fights. Shabazian, Budka, Zalal, Kader. Everything was based on the parlays that were decided on these two fights. And when the parlays decided on it, I got to go hard. I got to double up. So what I did was I did Shabazian KO, baby. Cash that. Bring back another 100. Now we're at 600. All right? Just off the Shabazian KO. But I told you guys round one. I did. I told you guys round one. So I also had to do that. Another 150. So what are we at now? Yeah. Yeah, it's going up. It's going up. It's going up, isn't it? It's going up. Oh, man, it's going up. So I also have the Shabazi and TKO round one. That's another 150. Bye. And then we move on to the Zalal fight. Zalal decision. Yes, baby. Yes. That's another 250. Did a little 70 piece on both. Zalal to win by decision. That's another 250. Let's just count it up quickly so far. So that's 200. 250. 350. 500. 600. 750. We're at 1,000 now. We're at 1,000. This is not including the parlays. So then I had to go with my boy Jared Cannonier, 40 years old, crystals, the Crystal King himself. Had to throw money on Jared Cannonier. That's another 300. We're at 1,300. We're at 1,300, baby. We're at 1,300 off the singles. We're at 1,300 off the singles. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Appreciate everybody that came through. But wait, there's more. I gave you guys a parlay, didn't I? I gave you guys a parlay, didn't I? I gave you guys the one more round parlay. And guess what? That bitch cashed. Let's go, baby. Yusuf Zalal, Edmund Shabazian, Jose Delgado, Rafael Esteban, plus 113. You know when I do it, I throw 100 on it. I throw a full unit. That's 400 coming back. We're at 1,700 now. That's 400 coming back. Damn near 450. Let's go 1,750. 1,750. We're at 1,750 now. And the one more round high risk parlay didn't cash. But you know when I had Dontel Mays in there, I had to re-up it. I had to throw one more in there. So then I just threw in my sure thing. I threw in Shabazian because I wasn't sure if Cater was going to get the job done. So then I call this the re-up parlay. Okay? Because I threw in Shabazian, Siddiqov, Petrosky, and Hill, $10 plus 1956 plus 2139 to bring back 200 on both accounts. That's another 400. Okay? We are now at $2,200 off one card. $2,200 off one card. What a fucking this week's wins. What a fucking this week's wins, man. Oh, wait. I'm not done. I'm not done, motherfuckers. Because I hit the biggest parlay I've ever hit on an MMA card this weekend. I'm not done. Because I turned $5 into magic on both. Now, I told you guys the Shabazian round 1 TKO was going in a parlay of mine. And when I jumped on the main card minute, I told you guys about this. I told you guys my exact parlay that I put in. But I switched one thing on DraftKings. I didn't do round 1 on DraftKings. So this is what hit on DraftKings. $5 to turn back $221.83. This is the fattest hitting parlay. Not the most money, the fattest hitting parlay. Plus 43.36 on DK. Angela Hill to win by decision. Andre Petrosky to win by decision. Edmund Shabazian to win by KO. And Yusuf Zalal to win by decision. What a freaking fat win. But that's not the fattest. The fattest is what I did on FanDuel. Turning 5 into $500. I did the Angela Hill points, Petrosky points, Edmund Shabazian KO round 1, and Zalal points. $5 into $496.33 plus 9,826. The biggest MMA parlay I've ever hit, and quite possibly the biggest this week's wins we've ever hit. So if it was 2,200 after the high risk parlay, then it's 2,500. We had a $3,000 weekend. We had a $3,000 this week's wins. Shout out to all the fighters that made us money this weekend. Shout out to Angela Hill. Shout out to Andre Petrosky. Shout out to Nazim Siddiqov. Shout out to Edmund Shabazian. Shout out to Yusuf Zalal. And shout out to Jared Cannonier. Love you guys. Big respect. Thank you for bringing the money home for another fucking epic this week's wins. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully we can have another week like this next week.